mom since. Now, 23 years later, family, friends, and investigators continue to hold on to hope that someone who knows something will come forward.
So I can't give up hope, and I won't give up hope until I know.
Tonight, we're going back to the beginning with the investigators who've been on the case since day one as they retrace their steps and sort through boxes of evidence. We're asking, what's different now? What new leads have they gotten? And how close are they to figuring out what happened to Asha Degree?
It is a case that has captivated our community, leaving a lasting mark on so many lives.
It was Valentine's Day in 2000 when Asha left her home and never returned. Since then, Channel 9 has followed very closely this case.
New tonight, our Gaston County reporter Ken Lemon is asking federal, state, and local investigators where things stand now after 23 years.
It is hard to say how close closure is for the family of Asha Degree. But hope, unlike closure, seems to be close enough to touch.
Just bring back all the memories.
As close as pictures in a scrapbook and the love in their hearts for Shelby's sweetheart.
I can't give up hope, and I won't give up hope until I know.
For these parents, hope is more lasting than the time apart. On Valentine's Day 2000, well before sunrise, 9-year-old Asha Degree walked away from her family's home just north of Shelby. That launched one of the largest searches in the county's history. Hundreds of volunteers,
her name's Asha Degree,
officers from several departments, and trained searchers combed the area, including the current Emergency Management Director for Cleveland County, Perry Davis.
Looking for any clue.
He took me back to an area he searched 23 years ago with every hope of finding Asha within a matter of hours. They covered key areas, including the spot where a trucker says he saw her walking in the rain early that morning.
Which is a large search area. It really is.
Imagine a line of searchers a yard apart walking in an area just like this one, looking for food wrapper, a loose thread, anything that might help them find Asha Degree, and they did this for miles. That search for a little girl went on for a week. They worked a stretch, going in a grid-style search for at least 3 miles on either direction along Highway 18 from Shelby to Fallston.
We spent a lot of time and effort in that search trying to find her, and still not successful. It's kind of disheartening for us.
Investigators are certain that someone took Asha. A year after her disappearance, Asha's book bag was found along Highway 18, the same road where she was last seen, but 40 minutes north in Burke County. Investigators found a Dr. Seuss book that she got from the library in the book bag and a New Kids on the Block concert t-shirt that didn't belong to Asha. The FBI later said Asha was picked up in a green car, either a 1970s model Lincoln Continental Mark IV or a Ford Thunderbird with rust around the wheel well. Former Gastonia Police Chief Tim Adams works this case full-time for the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office. He has nearly 24 boxes of files like this with scores of interviews and information in digital form. The FBI, SBI, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children are also working to help find Asha. Adams talked to me about information they collected in just the last 7 years.
Since then, we're close to 600 individual tips that we followed up on.
Each of them documented in detail for review. He said they'll run extensive tests on all of the physical evidence collected in this case, hoping new technology will yield helpful clues. He also said time is usually a major barrier in a case like this, but investigators hope time will bring new opportunities.
Someone that might have had a best friend 23 years ago that they know something about, that relationship may have changed, so that person may feel more freer to come forward and bring us that information. We're just not going to give up until we find out what happened.
The same is true for Perry Davis. He still searches every time he drives through this area.
You spend every day hoping that you're going to find her and bring her back home.
They all worry for the family, holding on to hope with an unshakable faith.
It is always there. It never leaves them.
Harold and Aquila Degree tell us they don't need to follow every lead or turn in the investigation. They just know the 9-year-old that walked away will come back a grown woman and ease a decades-long burden.
It's worse than death. You can't grieve. We can't give up. All we have is hope.
They say hope is enough to carry them until the searches and investigations bring Shelby's sweetheart home.
3 years ago, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children created this age-progressed photo to show how Asha Degree might look now. An artist used a combination of her parents' photos to come up with this image. Investigators hope that someone out there will take a good look at this and will help them identify where Asha is now. And there is a $45,000 reward for any information that does help to solve this case. You can call the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office at this number on the screen, 704-484-4788, or you can call the FBI at 704-672-6100.